What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is January 22nd and I got 4 official NBA player props that I'm going to analyze in today's video. Before we get into the video, I just want to thank you guys for all the support on the videos, the people commenting saying they like my channel, everybody in Discord, just being active throughout the day. It really means a lot to me and I love the little community we're growing. Our hot streak has also continued. We've been on a pretty insane run since January 7th, like I said in my last video. We're up just over 16 units in the last like 2 weeks, and that brings us up to about just over 20 units on the season. I don't know, the reads have just been feeling real sharp. I feel like I'm in a really good rhythm. I like the process. I'm loving the support. I feel very motivated. So yeah, let's just get right into the picks for today. All right, my first pick is in the Rockets 76ers game, and I'm going with Amen Thompson over 17.5 points. You can still get this on a couple books, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM. I sent this out at plus 100 at 17.5 to my VIP subs, and I was originally debating between Amen and Sengun, but I ultimately went with Amen because on the season he's averaging 18.5 points per game. So he's already averaging more than what this line is sitting at. And the Sixers are pretty bad at defending inside the restricted area, which is where Amen scores 63% of his points per game versus Sengun scoring 47. I mean, 47 is a lot, but Amen scores even more inside the restricted area because he just is so quick, he's so twitchy, he gets right to the rim. But this 18.5 average doesn't really change no matter like who's on the court with KD, with Sengun. Without Steven Adams, it goes higher. Kind of just with not including the Steven Adams, it doesn't really matter if Sengun is active or not is what I'm kind of saying. Doesn't matter if Tari Eason is active. Kind of just sits around the little higher than the 18.5 point mark. But like I said, the Sixers are allowing the 5th most points inside the restricted area. So if we just look at games when Amen has played versus the bottom 10 teams at defending the restricted area, and when he's played this game, he only played 25 minutes. He'll play more than 25 tonight. He's gone over 9 out of 10 games, averaging almost 21 points per game. And this one miss was without Sengun, so if you do want to make the hit rate look a little better, you can just add Sengun in there. It's 8 out of 8 games, almost 23 points per game. And he only shot 2 for 11 in this game. I don't expect him to do that tonight with Embiid being the guy who's defending the rim for the 76ers. I do not like Embiid. I think he's lazy. I think Amen is just too quick for him. He'll drive right past him. And then if we just quickly look at games without Steven Adams, this graph doesn't look too good. He's still averaging technically over what the line is at, but then I also would like to add in Tari Eason and look at games without Steven Adams, but with Tari Eason because he is active today. And Amen has gone over in 4 out of 5 games, averaging 21 points, with his one miss being when he shot 6 for 14 versus Wemby. So Joel Embiid is not the defender that Wemby is inside the paint. The total is a little low for tonight, but the spread is really close, so I expect Amen to play. He's projected to play 39 minutes, so the game should stay close. And similar guards, similar quick, twitchy guards, like I said earlier, they've been soaring over this line. 14 out of the last 15 have gone over their respective line. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Colin Gillespie all did in one game. Andrew Nembhard, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. If Emmanuel quickly can score 18, I'm sure Amen can score 18. At plus 100 when I sent it out, it was just too good of odds to pass up on. So yeah, my first play is Amen Thompson over 17.5 points. Now my second and third play are both in the Nuggets Wizards game, and my first play I'm going with Aaron Gordon over 3.5 assists. I'm jumping on the train because Aaron Gordon is facilitating a lot more. You can see the assist matchup is amazing versus the worst defense in the league in Washington. He had 11 assists on 13 potentials. That's a crazy conversion rate. I don't really care that the conversion rate was high because 13 potentials is more than enough to get 4 assists. All we need is 4. He's projected to play 32 minutes tonight. And if we just look at games without Jokic, without Christian Braun, he's averaging 9 potential assists throughout this 5-game period. If you want to make sure Jamal Murray's in there, he's averaging just under 8. But my point is, if we set his floor, I think his floor is safe to be set at 4 potential assists because he had 13 in the game before. He had 10 in their last game versus the Lakers. And then if we include the games without Jokic, he's gone over in those 4 out of 5 games, averaging just under 6 assists per game. This matchup is just too good. Similar forwards have gone over their respective line as well. Siakam got 4, Jalen Johnson had 12, 7, Josh Giddey had 11, Kawhi had 4, Royce O'Neal had 4, Trey Murphy had 4, Paul George had 5, Jaden McDaniels had 5, Julius Randle had 4. Like, all we need is 4. I feel like that's a very common number amongst similar small forwards to face the Wizards. Spread a negative 5.5 as well. Like I've said in my previous videos, I do like this Wizards team. I think they're young. I think they're decent. I think they take a lot of shots because they have nothing to lose. So maybe this game does stay close and Aaron Gordon plays into that 30-35 minute mark, which is more than enough time for him to get 4 assists. So yeah, my second play is Aaron Gordon over 3.5 assists. My third play is Keyshawn George, also kind of going with the assist route, but over 9.5 RA. I sent this out at -137 on Caesars. You can get it for a little better odds on other books. But I jumped the gun on this right away because you can see in games on the season, this doesn't have the best hit rate. I mean, just under 60%, not terrible. But if we look at games without Bilal Coulibaly, he's over in 13 out of 16 games. And then the games that he did go under were games that he didn't see 30 minutes, which if we look at games with 30 minutes, he's over in 10 out of 10, averaging basically 14 PRA. And we can make sure he's going to play 30 tonight because RotoWire has him projected to play 33. PropsMadness also projects him to play between the 26 to 36 minute mark. So I take both of those and I think he'll play 30 minutes tonight if he's projected to play 33. He played 32 versus the Nuggets 5 days ago and finished with 12 RA. He played 34 in their last game versus the Clippers. I really think this line should be at 10.5. And if you want to say, oh, Chris Middleton's playing, Alex Sarr was out for a while, let's look at games with both of them in as well. And you can even count a lot of these games were with CJ McCollum as well because obviously he's not on the team anymore. So Keyshawn George usage will increase. But even in games with Chris Middleton, with Alex Sarr, and without Bilal, he's gone over in 7 out of 7 games, and he does hit that 14 RA mark. The Nuggets are a pretty good rebounding team, but they do allow the third most RA to Keyshawn George's forward position. So like I said, I do think 9.5 is too low. My third play is Keyshawn George over 9.5 RA. Now my fourth play, we're jumping down to the Lakers-Clippers game, and I'm once again going with LeBron James over 22.5 points. I know I was already getting some feedback from the guys in my Discord saying they're not touching Bron again after he just chalked us in their last game. But before we jump into this matchup, I honestly think if we have a similar game to how LeBron played last time at a 22.5 line, I think he should have cashed us. I mean, he shot 8 for 15 from the field, 50%. Not good, not terrible, whatever. But this was the first time all season LeBron only took 1 3-pointer. He made his 1 3-pointer, but I do expect him to take a couple more tonight. He took 7 in their second matchup versus the Clippers. He took 5 in their first matchup. I don't think he takes just 1. And he also shot 2 for 6 from the free throw line, which is very not like LeBron James. So all we needed was 2 free throws, a layup, 2 layups, another 3 and a free throw, however you want to spin it. LeBron should have cashed us out last game, so I think we are getting a little discount on the odds here at 22.5. I did see this at 21.5 last night, but didn't lock it in because I just wanted to see how the line moved today. And so basically sitting at almost plus money, I did like this line. I can show you again, without Austin Reeves and with Luka, he's gone over in 11 out of 14 games, averaging 26.4 points per game. What I really like is that even when Austin Reeves was active, LeBron was still able to score 25 points on similar usage and volume to how he's been playing recently, like the 15 to 17 shot mark. Even though Reeves is out right now, he was still able to score 25 points in the Battle of LA, and he's averaging 30.5 points across the 2 games versus the Clippers this season. So I do like him to score 23 tonight. The Clippers are allowing the 5th most points to pull-up shot types. And if we look at games without Reeves with Luka, the only times he went under was when he was playing a team that's ranked in the top half at defending pull-up shot types, which the Clippers are not. He's gone over in all 5 games, averaging 30 points per game when he is facing a bottom half ranked team at defending pull-up shot types. As you can see, his shot zones, it's a pretty good matchup for him as well. I know they defend the paint or the restricted area pretty well, but it's not a bad matchup for LeBron, as you can see. I'm not a huge narrative guy, but I do think since it is the first time LeBron wasn't named an all-star starter since 2003, since when I was born, I do think he comes out in the Battle of LA. Tons of people will be watching, so I do think LeBron plays pretty well tonight. I would also like to mention the Clippers play at the 2nd slowest pace in the league, and LeBron is old. He's 41. That's why people in my Discord said they're not betting on this unk because he's going to chalk them. But they do play, the Clippers play at the 2nd slowest pace. So if we look at slow-paced games without Austin Reeves, he's still gone over in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 26.7 points per game. So I just feel like this 22.5 line is still too low for LeBron. I'm expecting him to bounce back tonight. So my 4th and final official play as of right now is LeBron James over 22.5 points. Now, taking a look at my leans list, I did like Kawhi in this game as well. I know we took his under a while ago to under 27.5 in a road game, but at home, Kawhi's splits are insane. He's averaging 33 points at home this season, and he had 32 versus the Lakers the first first time they played, only 19, or the second time, only 19 the first time, but he didn't even play 30 minutes. And that's pretty much why I stayed away from it. Kawhi is projected to play 30 minutes tonight because he's just kind of have a little lingering injury. And if Kawhi is not fully healthy, he could still obviously score 26 points, but I'm just not too confident in it to where I'd put money in it, and I do like LeBron's line a little better. Then in the Spurs-Jazz game, just every time you see the Jazz, you look for three-point shooters, and so I looked at Harrison Barnes, his three-point line. The odds, I was looking at this at plus money. It looks real nice. I just don't really trust his volume too much recently, and versus the Jazz even. He's gone under in both games and only took 3 and 4 three-point attempts. I know he's projected to play a little more minutes tonight because Devin Vassell is out. He's projected to play 26. He only played 23 and 22. So just like Kawhi, he could definitely go over 2 3-pointers made, but I'm just not super confident on it. I do think the Spurs could blow out the Jazz. They're 13-point favorites. Lowry Markkanen is out. Just not my most confident read. And in the Bulls-Wolves game, I was looking at an ant under 31.5. It was open at 31.5 on like 2 or 3 books. I didn't lock it in just because I couldn't bring myself to taking an under on Ant Edwards because the Bulls have been playing well. The Bulls just beat the Clippers by 28, and I feel like they're starting to bounce back with Kobe White healthy, Josh Giddey starting to come back. It's a super high game total, and the spread isn't like 13 points how the Spurs are, I think, going to blow out the Jazz. I think this game could stay close because the Wolves just lost to the Jazz by 5 points, and Ant played 39 minutes and scored 38 points. So if the game does stay close, I expect Ant to take a ton of shots like he did versus the sorry-ass Jazz. So that's the main reason why I couldn't take his under. Now in the Warriors-Mavs game, I do like Cooper Flagg's assist. We've been looking at this all season long. When D'Angelo Russell doesn't play, his splits with him and without him are just insanely different. But obviously what everyone's looking at is Clay versus Steph in a 3-point showdown. Steph's line has dropped to 26.5. I just don't really have a good read. I don't know how the Warriors are going to play without Jimmy Butler. I liked Kuminga 11.5. I like his assist line. I even like his rebounds line. I was thinking about going with a 17.5 PRA last night, but I just don't know what to expect from the Warriors. And then similarly to the Mavs, I do like Klay Thompson's threes, but the odds are pretty juiced, so I just kind of stayed away. He only made 1 3 last time and hasn't even been seeing that many minutes recently, but he's been playing really well. So again, I could see it going over, just too juiced for me. In the Hornets Magic game, I did like Colin Sexton 11.5. Honestly, might still lock this in on BetMGM, but obviously I can't post it anywhere because it's not widely available. But with LaMelo Ball being ruled questionable, look like this got bumped to 13.5 as I was recording this video. But he's projected to play 19 minutes. I mean, if his usage is there and he takes decent volume, he's going to go over 11.5. The one time we took him to go over 11.5, he didn't. But this is another strong lean of mine. And I would like to mention, guys, I'm doing all this research and I find all my bets through PropsMadness. If you guys do enjoy what you're seeing on the screen right now throughout this whole video, or you do like how I analyze my props, I would highly recommend subscribing to PropsMadness and looking at props how I do in your own way. I genuinely think it is the best research tool. It has last 5, last 10, last 15 splits. If you look at the splits filter, what other book has closing line points, closing line spread, closing line total points, win-loss margin, game total points? Like, there's just so many things inside this software. I genuinely think it's the best research tool out there. And the best part is you can use code NICK for 25% off your first month. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I sent all 4 of these official plays out to VIP. I do charge $5 a month for that. I do try to give 90 to 95% of my plays out for free all the time because I know not everyone can pay $20, $90, $100 a month to then gamble on top of paying a monthly subscription. So I just like to keep mine $5. If you want to support me, then subscribe to that. If you don't, it's all good. No bad blood, no hard feelings. It's completely okay. I still hope you come and hang in the Discord and chat about props and all that good stuff. But you do get a little early access to my plays through VIP. But that's all I got for today, guys. Let's hope for a 4-0 sweep. We've been on an insane run recently. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below on how I can improve these videos or my research strategy in general. But yeah, guys, that's all I got. Have a good day. Peace out.